Although this graph we made is very nice, but there are many things that are missing, such as the label, the grid, and the control of the color, thickness, and the control of this tick, these numbers here. Does it appear every number, every other number, or every half number? So all these things need to be controlled finally to make the perfect graph paper. So I will show you how to make each. First of all, I will show you how to make the grid here, the graph paper background, so to speak. So if you type plot here and look for the options for it, so if I go to plot and if I look for what kind of options I have, it will show all these, but this doesn't show the whole thing. Plot has the same options as graphics and some more and some different. So it's not in here. If you go to graphics, then you will see it. If you go to graphics and see here, and here's the important one. That is, let me show you where to find it. It's called the grid line. F here, grid lines. Okay. You may say, how am I supposed to know this? That's why I'm showing you here. So let's do comma and grid lines. There we go. Became black. What's the syntax for this? How do you specify the green lines? I will show you. Okay. So here, green lines automatic doesn't help us. Here it gives you a clue. You use this curly bracket, open and close. In here, you will have two curly bracket and open, close, open, close. This will specify what grid lines you have on the x-axis. And this is for the y-axis. So let's see. Look at it. This is arrow, right? So I do arrow. What I meant is this is arrow. So I'm doing the arrow also. And then I have to open and close the curly bracket. And I will have two of them inside, comma, like that. Okay. So here, notice I have opened it. And that's matching with this here. And this got opened is matching with this. This is open, this is this, matching with this, and this comma separates those two inside ones. Here I will say where I want the grid lines, where you want them. This is x-axis. So I said I want it at -3 and -2, -1, 1, 2, 3. All right, let's do shift enter now, see what happens. Okay, as advertised, I don't need this graph here. Okay, what about the y-axis? I don't want to type the whole thing, so I will just delete this guy and copy this. And shift enter. Oh, looks much better. Later, you will learn how to control the color, thickness, and all that of this green line. You can even make it dotted line. That's good. All right, what else can we control? Now, we can control the labels of this graph. So shall we find them? It's taking time, so I will do Control F and label. There we go. Next. Next, next, next. Axis label. Now, I think there's graph label too. Let's go further. I'm showing you how I would approach this. Nobody can remember all the commands of Mathematica. There are just too many. So you just have to know how to search it. You got to have a reasonably good name, such as plot label. And then, let's see how it works here. Plot label, when you do that, it appears as label here. So you do plot label and whatever you want to say. Let's get lazy. Copy. And I will come here, comma, paste, plot label. What do I call it here? My first graph. Okay, notice I enclosed it inside the quotation and quotation. So whenever you are typing like that, you need to use the quotation to group them. Shift enter. There we go. Very nice. Now, depending on what you're plotting, if you're doing physics, then you have to label the axis as well. So in that case, I think I saw the axis label. So let's take a look. Axis label here. So let's learn how to do that. Axis label, if you do just one of them, it would become the y-axis. What about the x-axis? Here we go. axis label, and curly bracket, and you enter two pieces of data. So if I do comma here, and I say axis label, and I will use open curly bracket, comma, close curly bracket. Here I will label them. So if this is physics, most likely this would become time axis, say. So let's say time. And this may be the displacement, like that, quotation. Notice I always got to open and close the quotation to match it. Open and close to match it. All right, shift enter. Let's see what happens. There we go. So it says x is time, y is displacement, and this is the title. You have control over how to do the grid behind. I think that's enough for one lesson. So please practice this and see if you can reproduce exactly the same thing I made on your own.